Well, we still trying to put together a jig for the to build the wing, and the first attempt, the idea that I had, I was just planning to grab a rib, and the V notch in the front of the rib would be where I would mark the line. Center these this blocks on the center line, and everything would have been fine. Well, actually things did not turn out as we wanted it to be. Primarily, they were a little too far back, so it wasn't the right fit. And the more I started looking at it, then I realized the reason for it is, if you can see, there's about a 16th of an inch. The trailing edge is not entirely flush with the trailing edge channel or the backstop. So that kind of pushes the rib out a little bit, and this is where the error comes in. So we have to revisit how we're going to touch it. So so take two. Well, the good thing is that you don't glue it permanently. This formers, they're really just tug glued, just a drop of CA, and stick them to the surface. If they don't work, break them off. Scrape the surface off, so it goes flat. You want to keep the surface flat, so even a little bit of CA, kind of hardened CA in there, can create some tilting of the standoffs. So my second attempt is, or how I'm going to correct this, is I actually took the root and the tip ribs, and I glued them in place. I marked up where they're supposed to be, lined them up, and your best friend, your greatest friend in this case, is one of these little Zona angles. All you got to do is line them up, and the rib, just line it up against it, and that's all it is. All right, make sure, and then just kind of drop off CA, so it kind of stays there, doesn't fall out, and I'm ready to go. What I'm going to do next is I'm just going to take the leading edge, put it in, put the first standoff kind of as a starting guide, and based on that, I'll mark the line, and I'll line the rest of them all the way to the root, and then we'll do the same thing for the other side. And once these standoffs are in place and they look correct, now I could actually, the other thought that I had was, well, why don't I just line these two, tug glue the leading edge, and then just put the standoffs right under it. Well, the problem is this is going to introduce some incorrect, some bends. It's so you can't really trust balsa sticks to be absolutely perfectly straight. You may actually end up having a bow this way or forward if you try to line up these standoffs by the balsa stick. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have line up the first one, and the reason it's okay to do the first one, because it's so close to the rib. No stick of wood is really crazy, crooked, that an inch or 2 inches are not going to be perfectly straight. So they're perfectly straight for an inch or two. So it's enough for me to find a perfect location for this guy, and same thing for for a standoff, leading edge standoff up there as well. And then I just line them up against the ruler, draw a line, and glue the rest of the standoffs. We'll see what happens.